All right, boom. Welcome back to No Effort. Let's jump into it. I don't edit my videos. I don't do intros because honestly, the internet is dead. And I think, well, honestly, I don't do intros or edit my videos because honestly, I feel like most of the internet is fake. And I feel like all the editing and sometimes you're just chasing the algorithm and you're not actually chasing creativity or your own thoughts. So when I start editing my videos or doing thumbnails, I want it to be because they're actually what I actually want. And it's not just, I'm not just trying to catch the algorithm or because then that becomes the pursuit. The pursuit becomes chasing fame and chasing money and not actually YouTubing, putting your thoughts on the internet or whatever. But anyway, I want to talk about women manipulating men's sexuality today, okay? I want to have a serious, like deep conversation about it, but I also want to kind of keep it light. So I may let some words fly. But the reason why I want to bring this up, because something actually that I actually recently went through. So I have this, I don't have this, but there's this woman who she comes in and out of my life, right? I've never dated this woman, never slept with this woman, never held hands with this woman, never kissed this woman. The reason why she pops in and out of my life is because we met each other like way back in 2011. And I got married in 2013. And she came to that wedding. She was, you know, mutual friend of both of us. And so she came to the wedding. And she had told me later on, when that marriage was ending, like, I always felt like you were the one that got away. She even said, I felt like I was the one who should have been in that wedding dress. So in her mind, I'm like the one who got away. Okay. Anyway, she pops in and out of my life. Usually I'm busy. I got 3 kids, right? I got 3 kids. So number one, anybody who's in my life, you got to come into my life with a purpose. Because I got 3 daughters and they're my world. And sorry, not sorry, right? So if you come into my life with no purpose, I don't know what to tell you, man. Or not looking to help or invest or to, you know, or if you want something other than a relationship with me, like a genuine, sincere, honest, like friendship, relationship, like me and you relating to one another. If you want something other than that, like if you want to be my girlfriend, my wife, if you want, you know, money, you need to make that up front with a man like me. And I think any man in his 30s who you probably find attractive or you want to be in a relationship with, you need to make your intentions clear up front. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, women, the men that a lot of women want to date who are serious about their life, they got stuff going on and they don't have time to, you know, figure stuff out, like make it known up front. That's just another thing about men in general. We just communicate that way anyway. So this woman comes into my life, and so she sends me these pictures. It's her at the gym, unprovoked. I didn't ask for the pictures. It was sort of like a running joke. Like we always talk on we had always talked on the phone. Again, I haven't seen this girl in person in years, and so it was like a running joke. It's like, oh, I'll never see you. And so out of the blue, one day she sends me pictures of herself, right? But they're not the average pictures, right? They're gym photos. She's showing off her ass. Like there's one where I can't even see her face. It's just her ass, right? There's another one where it shows off her body, right? Titties, everything, right? Cool. I got no problem with it. We're adults. I like it. Yes. Please send me pictures. Like, ladies, if you want to send me a picture like that, knock yourself out. Never going to reject it, right? Here's the thing, though. She sends me pictures, right? And so then for me, because you're sending me pictures of your ass and your titties, right? That is going to change the nature of the conversation. Now I'm sexually aroused. I'm like, oh, okay. So now the nature of that conversation is sexual, right? and it's a brief conversation. I flirt a little bit, say a couple flirty sexual things here and there. I made a comment about her breasts, because I could see her breasts, but I couldn't see the whole thing, obviously, blah, blah, blah. So the next day she sends me some more photos. This time, same thing, gym, fully clothed. So this time I make a comment on her titties, right? This time she says something about me texting sexual. And I said, oh, is it too much? Like, oh, am I flirting too much? And she says this. And this is what I want to talk about today, because she's not done. It's not just been her that's done this. Other women have done this, and I know other men have gone through this. She goes, no, because hey, is it too much? Am I flirting too much? No, it's fine. I just want you to, she says, no, it's fine. I'm just so much more than, I want you to know that I'm so much more than that, but I understand how a man's mind works. That pissed me off. And I'm going to tell you why it pissed me off. And I'm not actually pissed off at, yeah, I am. I'm not pissed off at her. Because one of the things that, if you're a man watching this, one of the things I tell men all the time, don't argue with single women. There's no reason to. The only reason why you're arguing with a single woman is ego. And I'm not talking about single women in positions of power. I'm not talking about single women who the nature of your relationship is different, right? I'm not talking about your boss or coworker or a sister, or I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a random woman who has no investment in you. You have no investment in them. There is no reason to argue with her about anything that, when it comes to sex, relationships, or anything other than your own personal ego. If she doesn't make any decisions that's going to affect your life, there's no reason to argue with her, right? So I wasn't mad to the point where I wanted to argue with her, but it made me think of this. Women are really good at manipulating men's sexuality for their own desire, for their own selfish motives, and then shaming us when we try to take hold of our own sexuality. What do I mean by that? I tell women up front, I only want sex if sex is all you have to offer. And don't offer me anything sexually. Don't even talk sexually if you don't want to have sex with me. Just don't. I'm too old. I'm not a teenager. I'm not in my young 20s anymore. I'm cool with flirting. I love flirting. I love banter. And I can have relationships with women that are flirty and flirtatious. I got no problem with that. I'm talking about the sending of provocative photos. I'm talking about the, oh, when you get home tonight, I'm talking about that. Don't do that. Don't try to manipulate the fact that you know I have an abundance of sexual energy. And try to use that to get validation, to try to use that to get my attention. And then when you get my attention, act like it's something other than sexual. I hate that. That is so manipulative. It is so manipulative. It is so manipulative. And I'm going to tell you why. Women have no problem leading sexually to get something out of us. If they want to post, them fucking themselves for their OnlyFans, right? And capitalize off of our lust and that part of our sexual energy for profit, no problem. Women want to post photos on the internet so men will like them and you'll get more followers and engagement and will increase your social status and ability to do brand deals, no problem. Women want to dress a certain way for the club to get men's attention, no problem. Women have no problem baiting men with sexuality, but then when we showing up, switching that and now going, no, I want you to see me something more than that. Not until you ante up. And you may think that that's men playing hardball or that's just trying to play the game. No, that's me keeping you honest to your advertising. Don't send me pictures of your titties if you don't want to show me your titties in person. Don't send me pictures of your ass if you don't want back shots. It's that simple. It's that simple. And as a man, you have to call that shit out early, or move in such a way where women know that that's not okay. So with that particular woman, I haven't texted her since. No, I'm not doing that. You're not gonna send provocative photos. And people say like, oh, ghosting's bad. No, it's not. I owe obligation to you owe obligation to nobody in your life for why you don't want to talk to them. You don't owe a single person an obligation for why you don't want to talk to them. And as a matter of fact, you politely and just moving how you prefer to move in a relationship, and just, hey, I'm not gonna have you in my life if you're gonna try to manipulate my sexuality. I'm not doing it. Because and as a man, I have to do that. And I'm gonna tell you why I have to do that. Because if I allow a woman to continue to manipulate my sexuality, what happens if we're not in it over text message? What happens if we're in person? What happens if a woman is showing me her breast and her ass in person, and then when I go to make a move, she's like, no, I want you to see me for more than that. See, if we're in person, now I got to charge. And if I don't have a charge, at minimum, I feel like a horrific person, because I feel like I just violated a woman. That is the problem. This is why as men, we got to nip this in the bud. We have to as men be more honest with women and go, no, if you are leading sexually, you need to ante up. If we are not having sex soon, or if you're not going to maintain this sexual energy, don't lead with the sexual energy. Because as a man, I have an overabundance of sexual energy. And I know you can do this thing where you flirt with me for reasons other than sex. I'm going to tell you this. If I'm giving you sexual energy, it's because I want to have sex with you. It's because I want to have sex with you. The problem is that women are playing with fire when they play with men's sexuality. Because here's the thing. As a man, I can knock your pussy through the mattress. Go home and play 2K like nothing happened. You're going to be sitting there thinking about it for the rest of the day. And I don't say that to be braggadocious or arrogant or like I put it. I'm talking about scientifically proven. Women release more oxytocin during sex. If me and you have sex and both of us have an orgasm, scientifically speaking, as a woman, it's more probable that you're going to be more attached to me than I'm going to be attached to you. So you are quite literally playing with fire as a woman when you try to manipulate men's sexuality. Because again, if we're in person and I'm not a good guy, you just had a horrific experience. If we're not in person and I'm a good guy, well, because you're trying to manipulate, because you're trying to take advantage of my sexuality to get attention, to get praise, to get me to reaffirm things about yourself that you struggle with. You sent me that so that I would tell you you're beautiful, because you spend all your day comparing yourself to other women, so you don't think you're that beautiful. So you're trying to send me provocative photos so that I will tell you how beautiful you are so you feel good. You're not sending me those photos so I could get a nut off. If you sent me provocative photos and then I texted back that I just came to them, you gonna see me like a weirdo. You're gonna tell me I'm being weird. But it's like, well, don't lead with sex. Don't offer your body as a sexual object and then get mad when you get treated that way. Right? You are sending mixed messages. Right? If you want this to be a friendship, let it be a friendship. Don't make it sexual. A lot of women be like, oh, men and women can't be friends. No. The reason why men and women can't be friends is because you want to manipulate our sexuality. You don't know how to keep it friendship. You don't know how to go, we are friends. I don't want you looking at me sexually. I don't want you thinking about me sexually. That means that you as a woman have got to be able to believe you're beautiful on your own and you're good on your own. It doesn't mean you can't have insecurities around men. It just means that you cannot try to manipulate your friend's sexuality for your own validation. That's not cool. It's not cool when you text a man sexual things, and then when he returns to sexual energy, you try to act like, oh, I want you to see me for more than that. No, you don't. No, you do not. Because if you wanted me to see you for more, you would have led with more. You didn't lead with more. You led with your ass and titties. So I want ass and titties. Now, if you tell me no, no means no. I'm out. But when I'm out, don't try to shame me and go, oh, man, wanted sex. No, that's what you led with. There are women I talk to. Oh, shit. Can y'all see my shit? Do I need to back up? Yeah, let me back up. Let you guys see my goddamn number. I ain't got no money anyway. I got 3 subscribers, bro. Y'all know I've been trying to get 5 subscribers. Other day I had 4. Now I only got 3. Actually, I got to move up. All right. Don't steal my pen. Can y'all see my pen? Pop, 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 pop. What if I just cover? Oh, I could just cover the camera, huh? Why don't I just do that? All right, don't look. Look away. Look away. Don't look. I'll often forget that when I record videos, I can watch it before I upload it. But so hopefully you guys didn't see anything crazy. Dead ass just trying to get money for weed. Your little 40 spot. Your little 40. Your little 40. Give me whatever you want, man. I'm just trying to go home and get high. Anyway. But it's a problem. It's a real problem because it is totally being deceitful. It is being, you're trying to manipulate me. It says take cash, but the cash ain't came out. Thank you. The heck? It just said take cash for like a minute. Y'all saw me. I was sitting here. Anyway. All right, we good. But no, it's one of these things where it's like women are perfectly fine with exploiting our sexuality, exploiting our lust. And as men, like, I gotta make this video, man, because this video is like foundational to understanding me as a person. But I'm a really big believer now that self is the problem. Is in a society full of strangers, if we all act in our own self-interest, eventually we're going to destroy each other. And so when a woman posts provocative pictures, or she sends you provocative pictures, and she does it for her own selfish reasons, right? This is one of the reasons why sex as a culture is kind of messed up, is because we all approach sex so selfishly, right? It's like, if you're sending me pictures of your body because you genuinely want me to enjoy your body, there's nothing wrong with that. Those are 2 consensual adults. You are showing me your body because you know I like your body, and you know I appreciate your body, and you appreciate the attention I give you when I'm admiring your body, right? If that's what it is, right? And you want me to admire your body more and talk about your body more, no problem. But when you're showing me your body because you actually want me to ask you how your day was, or you're showing me your body because you want me to listen to your problems or give you no, you're being deceitful with your motives. That's not okay. Because when I fuck you and never call you again, you're gonna have an issue with that. But here's the thing though, if I fuck you, right? And let's say I don't call you again and you hit me up. And that's the other thing about women's ego. This is the other thing I found out. A lot of women get ghosted because they don't have the ability to drop their ego and just make that phone call and go, hey, what happened? I got what I wanted. You led with sex. You gave me sex, and now I'm out. That's not like, that's what I wanted, and that's what you led with. You can be mad about feeling like you got the short end of the stick there, but don't engage with sex with me or in sexual activity with a man if you're not ready for that. If you're not ready for a man to have sex with you and go on about his life, because I know for a woman, this is why I say y'all playing with fire. Sex for women is inherently more dangerous in general. One, we're bigger, stronger, faster than you, right? So you're already engaging in an act in which you're your most vulnerable. Two, again, scientifically, we know you're going to get more attached from sex than I am. Yes, I can have mind-blowing sex with you, and then a few hours later go have mind-blowing sex with another woman and not be in love with either one of y'all. Either one of y'all. And I know as a woman you can't do that. Usually, typically speaking, women don't do that. Women don't, like, the average woman isn't out here like giving it up to a man in the morning and then giving up into a man at night or in the afternoon and has no feelings about either one of those men. I know that's like the red pill man's like torture fantasy porn like ideal world, what they tell themselves is happening, but that's not happening. And what's actually happening is more of like this. It's where everybody approaches sex from a selfish point of view. And it's one of those things where it's like, if you move selfishly as a person, people have to, they don't have a choice. They have to respond to you in a selfish way. I have to protect myself, right? If a woman uses sex to get emotional validation from me, and I give her the emotional validation, she now believes that it's perfectly acceptable to weaponize sex. She now perfectly believes, right? And there's other ways that this happens. I've been in situations where a woman's like, oh, when you come home tonight, oh, I'm going to give you the sloppy toppy. I'm going to put it on you. Come home tonight. Don't happen. Now you think it's perfectly acceptable to not keep your word. Right? People may say, oh, you're making a big deal. But it's a big deal because it's a big deal. Because, again, if this was the opposite way, right? And it's funny because when you get down to it, when it comes to sex, we have such a fucked up society when it comes to sex. Everybody's just trying to control the other gender's sexuality, right? Men think that women should be virgins and not show their body off and not do all these things because we want to control their sexuality, right? Women want to be able to support sex workers and show off their bodies and wear whatever they want, but they don't want any of the responsibility for the attention that they are trying to get. Everybody wants to be able to control the other side's sexuality without the consequences. That's what everybody wants. That's what everybody wants. They want to be able to control the other side's sexuality, and they don't want any responsibility for it. And if you want healthy sexual relationships, I know, again, I said this is a heavy, but I believe it's real. Like, if you want healthy sexual relationships, you got to be in touch with yourself to know what's happening with you. And it's like, wait a second. You as a woman, you are trying to use sexual energy so that I will say nice things, so I will give you affirmation, so that I will build up your self-esteem, when you don't actually have intentions of having sex with me. That's not cool. That's not cool. Because if that is how you're treating my sexuality now, and we're not even like in a talking situationship, dating, take you on dates, boyfriend or girlfriend, like, what is going to happen when we get into a relationship? You think it's totally acceptable to use my sexuality to get what you want. That's why men end up in sexless relationships. I've never been in a sexless relationship. Like, my last relationship, we actually had a rule. If we went 21 days without having sex, the other person could have sex with somebody else and no one can say anything. That was a rule in our relationship. And we both agreed on it. Because she was the same way. She was like, there's no reason why we shouldn't have sex for a long time. Right? And so it's one of these things where it's like, a lot of men will end up in sexless relationships. It's because you let a woman believe that it was okay to manipulate you sexually. And she has built a whole lifetime of manipulating you sexually. She has created habits. Now she's wrong, right? And so it's just interesting. There's deeper things towards this that I think we could get into, but that was the main thing that I want to talk about, like women really manipulating men's sexuality. I think it's gross. I think it's disgusting. And I think honestly, if y'all want to play that game, that's a losing game for women. It's a losing game for women. You can only get surface level attention. You can only get the material things in life. You can only get the money. You can only get the bags. You can only get because men's sexuality, and I say this with men, it's like there's not enough women on earth for one man. So as a man, you don't understand this as a woman, but as a man, I have to learn what to do with my sexual energy regardless if you exist or not. It doesn't matter if you give me sexual energy or not. I have to figure out what to do with my overabundance of sexual energy, because there's literally not enough women for me on the planet. There's not enough women for any man on the planet. So as a man, we have to, at a spiritual level, figure out what to do with all this this surplus of sexual energy, right? This is why we create these elaborate systems, and we have these deep philosophical beliefs about nothing, because we have all this extra stored sexual energy that's just like, again, I don't think it makes women lesser than men or men better than women. I just think we're different. But I think that when you live in a society in which everything male sexuality is pretty much demonized if it's not used for female enjoyment, right? It's like women will get mad at men for liking pictures, but women won't stop posting thirst traps. You support women posting thirst traps. You fucking up the game for yourself, right? You'll get mad at how like over sexualized everything is, but you'll support sex workers. It's like, you can't have it both ways. You do not get to send a man provocative pictures. I mean, you can, but again, you're playing a dangerous game as a woman. Again, I've told people this. When my daughters get to the age, well, not my middle child, she's autistic, so hopefully I don't think she'll ever be in this situation, hopefully. But for all my daughters, my two other daughters, when they get sexually active, my biggest thing to them is going to be, don't be fucking stupid. Literally. Don't be out here having sex and engaging in sex and sexual energy stupidly. Don't think you can lead sexually and not think a man is not going to expect you to ante up. And don't trick yourself into believing that just because he didn't say anything that you didn't ante up, that he don't feel a certain type of way. Because as a man, I can't even confront you how I would confront a man when I have an issue with you, right? It's like you're playing a dangerous game when you do that. And I tell men, like, you got to nip that in the bud before y'all get in person. Because like I said, if y'all get in person, now it's awkward. Now it's a situation neither one of y'all wanted. But that's what I'm going to say, man. I'm going to go buy some weed. Deuces. I'll see y'all later. Peace.